Eh. Eh. There we go. You know what? Screw it. Let's go into this. Add some tags to this stuff. There we go. Now we've got things extra special. Yeah. If only for the night I forgot what it feels like. I spent all my money on a pack of cigarettes for a lady that I love with a name I forget. That night I taught her how to laugh, she taught me how to slow dance. I tried to take her home, she said you don't stand a chance. I'm the closest thing my mother had to a daughter. I used to be ashamed of that, but now I'm kinda flattered. I learned that my weakness is a weapon anyway, so I haven't touched a pretty thing in 40 days. Everything is alright, if only for the night I forgot what it feels like. Okay, no, I actually cannot sing that song. Not only because I'm doing poorly at it, but also I am going to fucking cry. Okay, that's cool. Hey, Woku. And yes, that cat video was awesome. I appreciate that. Hey, Cal. So, I think I've, well, safe to say I'm in a rough spot. So naturally, the solution is to try to make things better. Hey, Caleb. How you doing, bud? So, we're going to do a couple of little exercises in thought as I try to figure out what direction I want to take things in today. I'm going to try not to get really fucking depressing, because I'm going to be blunt, having a rough spot, brain not worky, brain's pretty mad. So what's happening, brother? Hey, Raven, I'm having a depressive episode, and instead of, dealing with it, I'm streaming. So, we got a couple of stupid ways we can do this. My regret sounds like something you call an ex. What happened? I got sad. Also, my uncle and a very close friend passed away about 2 weeks ago, and now the reality of it's hitting me since everyone is going away for a couple days, so I'm left alone in a house. So this is going to be a good stream. We're going to make it a good stream. because the hand we're being dealt is kind of shit. You know, this thumbnail, I mean, it is low effort bullshit, but end of the day, that's kind of the... That's kind of exactly what I'm doing here. We're just going through. Shit sucks, but we can always make something out of it. Huh? Sorry to hear that. Hope it gets better. Oh no, it's not gonna get better. They're very dead. They are, yeah. That ship has sailed. And they like sailed away with it. They're yeah. Oh, you mean for me? Okay, I'm a clever guy. No, that's not what I intended. Look at that. Bruh. This is how I cope? You're gonna, like, there's gonna be some very, how do you say it, out-of-pocket shit. And I hope that you're down for it. Because if you're not, I'm gonna really seem like I'm angry, but I'm not. The garden eels will help the garden. I hope so. Because I got no idea how to do it myself. Woo. So, what we're doing today is going with the lore and shit. So, I had put out a poll a couple days ago. And by a couple days ago, I think yesterday. Yeah, at like 1 a.m. And, oh, they changed votes. Everyone wants a video in character explaining the lore. Okay. I'm cool with that. Fuck, do you guys want to do that now? I'm not giving you a choice. We're gonna fucking do that now. Let's see. Okay, I do this. Go to this one, because this... Actually, no. I'm going to go to this, and then I'm going to duplicate it so that I can fuck around with this one. What does that look like exactly? Whatever I need it to look like. Okay, so the display we unlock, and I'm going to actually... Look at that. You guys can only see what's on this. Bro ignored my message. What? Saying ha ha ha? Raven, hope it gets better, bruh. Ha ha ha. Bro ignored my message. That's all I see. I don't know if you sent something else, but... Yeah. Either Streamlabs or myself didn't see it. Or not or myself. I am completely innocent in this. Okay. So, I guess we can get rid of the big Regretfully Mine in the sky. Hi, I'm Regretfully Mine. I'm gonna fuck your dad. Okay, so I need to actually write up a script, because God knows I can't remember how to do that right now. Bro, are you saying racist things? Yeah, no, I got nothing, man. No, I swear. How's the lore going? Oh, it's great. We've almost started. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then let me just rename that as Credo 1. So then whenever we swap to this, it will always be okay, the edge of it's there, okay. Okay, so we can lock the spout capture in, but the display capture can actually shrink down a little bit. It's free, just like the old days. Oh, ha ha. I don't know what we're talking about, though. If you want to watch videos, that is not what this stream is about. Mine are always free. Oh! Okay. I get you. I don't know what's going on. Well, that sucks now, doesn't it? Look at this boy. He is a beautiful boy. And all he wants to do is water his flowers. That's all. Seriously. That's all he wants. All he wants. But the government wants to tax him. And see, that's where our tale begins. No, it's not. Okay. Start something new. Okay. Oh, you're able to see where it says zoom. That's nice. Okay. You gonna draw or something? Possibly. So, before anything, we're going to need some sort of... Yeah, that hurts my eyes to stare at, actually. We're going to need something to do to look through all this shit. And by that, I mean... I need to write up a fucking script. Okay. So, let's start up. And we're going to ignore any sort of formatting which would be, you know, fucking required for a traditional script. Because this is for me, and I don't feel like getting out my proper program for it. I mean, you can do it normally, I just don't like manually formatting. It pisses me off. Regardless. Okay, so... for screenwriting, you don't put this in an actual script, but objective is to beep the boop. Want to establish background of character, motivation, etc. I gotta sleep, brother. Hope stream goes well and hope you feel better. Tell the lore of us one day. Okay, so the lore is that Raven and I want to kiss. Good night, Raven. Awesome. Yeah. No, it's great. True. See? I am a handsome man. If you ignore my real face. Night, Raven. Okay. So, fuck, how do I write intros? So, we're writing this The Passion. Okay. So, the way I'm thinking, if I am to storyboard this out, is, you know what, I should make this, no, I shouldn't. Okay, so what I'm thinking we do is, we put this out into a couple sections. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are new to the world, this is called storyboarding. Use it for boards of stories. So basically, we've got who are we right now? Who are we becoming? Not the point. Where the fuck is the tool? Okay. I just need one that'll look good when it's zoomed in. Otherwise, I'll get really pissed off. Come on. Where is it? I'm not asking for much. Good enough for me. Okay, so we start off. Our very first thing, we want to establish what the fuck's going on. So we're going to be like, hey, this is me, Peddles. And I'm like, hey, I'm a shark guy. I do the thing. And then quick question. Do I let the garden eels know that they are, in fact, garden eels? This is very important. I'm seeing yes. Okay. No, I don't want New York memories. Because there's two ways I could go at this. I could start off by being like, well, there's a couple ways I could go about this. Could be like, oh, this is the story of Peddles the shark. Or I could be like, hey, this is not the correct music. What the fuck? How will this one be? That'll be really bad. Cave ambient. So I could be like, hey, it's me, Peddles. And you are a garden eel. You live in a bucket. It's a very nice bucket. Yeah, you know what? We'll fucking do that. So we'll start a new one right next to this. We need to have a picture of a garden eel. And I'm gonna say a proper picture of a garden eel. So it could be like, this is you. You are a garden eel. You live in a bucket. And that's okay. I probably will have to not have this music. I know you guys can apparently barely hear it according to the audio capture, but yeah. Hi, I'm Peddles the Shark, and you are a garden eel. You live in a bucket. It's a nice bucket. I got it for you. Now, I need to remember what the fuck my lore is. Let me just search up garden eel. Actually, what the fuck am I doing? We should be doing research right now. What did I just join? Me. Reading Peddles lore Discord chat. That is not a good idea. Because that will literally just be... Peddles dislikes Welcome to the Jungle, except for the chorus. Peddles has world records for most solitaire wins while also being a funny shark man. Peddles is unable to take off his helmet. Unless you want me to do this, and that's like an entire video, I just go through this shit, and we just read all of it. I joined and heard you live in a bucket. You do. Please do, just for the bit. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so now we're going to duplicate the Krita tab, but the Krita tab is going to be different because the Krita tab can have the spout capture moved over. That's not the spout capture! What have we done with? The Lord's work, Sambael. The Lord's work. Alright. Let's go all the way to the start of the thing. This might have some other things I forgot all about. I forgot all about. All right. I'm good. All right. The shark's name is Peddles. He likes to steal copper wire. He allegedly avoids taxes. Or I can start off with, the shark's name is Peddles. He likes to steal copper wire. He allegedly avoids taxes. Are you dying? Not soon enough, Noah. Still sick? Possibly. But what should I do for this? Should I try to do like the shitty? The shark is banned from Puerto Rico. And do I say the new lore before every fact? These are very important questions. Wait. What happened in Puerto Rico? That's not in the lore. Yes. Yes to what? Which question are you saying yes to? And if you say the first or the second one, I don't remember what I asked. In the softest voice you can. Excuse me. The shark's name is Peddles. He likes to steal copper wire. He allegedly avoids taxes. Like that? Say new lore. Okay. Okay. And like, we'll skip over parts with stuff like this. Oh, this is going to be a long one. Okay. New lore. The shark's name is Peddles. He likes to steal copper wire. He allegedly avoids taxes. That's most of what I got. Channel will be for world building, because the Regretful universe is totally worth it. New lore. The shark was a pastor for some offshoot branch of Catholicism that was later exposed for being not a real church and just a tax haven. New lore. The shark is banned from Puerto Rico. New lore. The shark once cheated at Scrabble by stabbing the other player with a shard of glass whenever he would spell a word longer than 3 letters. New lore. The shark considers Far Cry 3 to be a narrative masterpiece and will scoff at anyone who disagrees. The bunny girl part, I need to refine that, so that part will be off of it for now. New lore. New lore. The shark cannot assemble. Fuck. Also, no, I don't want to. If you guys in chat could just repeatedly say stuff over and over, like, you know, wow, this is good lore, this is neat, or oh my, like just generic stuff to say, like, oh, that's cool, or how insightful, or this is good lore, and then like this really casual but professional thing, and then it's just like, yeah, the shark hates face paint because he has sensitive skin. Wow, that's amazing. Such wisdom. Yes, stuff like that. It's like how in the in the jam video, I was forcing people to say good things about jam only. Okay, thank you. New lore. The shark cannot reassemble an AK properly. The upper receiver cover thingy always seems to fuck up, so he can't put it together. New lore. The shark hates face paint because he has sensitive skin. New lore. The shark has never seen a puffin and believes they are government drones. New lore. The shark is thalassophobic, or however you spell the fear of the ocean. And I'm not gonna like hide the part where it mentions stuff that I skip. So if it's like, hey, yeah, the bunny girl's an identity thief, and people are like, who the fuck is the bunny girl? We're just not gonna answer that. What the fuck? New lore. Steppies are a valid business expense and can be written off as such. Steppies are getting stepped on. New lore. Peddles lives in a broom closet at a coffee shop. He uses their free Wi-Fi to stream. Due to non-lore friendly dialogue detected. Wow, that's amazing. Just the same the same 4 messages over and over. I love that, actually. But this lore has been retconned and is no longer canon. Thank you, Starlink. What is flat rat? Don't worry, I will explain that to you. This is in this this document. New lore. Peddles has buried several illegal firearms with trigger locks in people's backyards without their knowledge. He has also buried live ammunition separately in a locked container as to comply with Canadian law. New lore. Peddles has a rock collection that's better than yours. Take that as you will. New lore. Peddles once found a fully functioning M60E4 in a claw machine. He turned it into the relevant authorities 2 days later. I'm fucking kidding. It's in your backyard. New lore. Peddles has 10 extra toes. This is because the usual amount of toes for a Fuck. We're gonna have a lot of these little fuck-ups where I have to redo an entire line. New lore. Peddles has 10 extra toes. This is because the usual amount of toes for a shark to have is 0. New lore. Peddles has never done any malpractice because malpractice makes mal perfect. New lore. Peddles is afraid of being beaten to death by a crowd. I like I'm just saying that and then in here, no, fuck you, he can. And get the fuck in my Mustang. New lore. Peddles and Chibi Peddles have the same ID number. It is unknown if they're the same person. New lore. Peddles hates being beaten to death by a crowd. We gotta have more than just that. Somebody else talk in chat, for the love of God. Excuse me. God damn it, Wef. New lore. The shark is afraid of genies. I don't like the way I said that. New lore. The shark is afraid of genies. New lore. Peddles has a boat called the Sex Canoe. He stores plastic explosives in it. New lore. The Sex Canoe smells like olive oil and cinnamon for some reason. I'm going to do a second take with these two. I don't like the way I said those. New lore. Peddles has a small boat called the Sex Canoe. He stores plastic explosives in it. New lore. The Sex Canoe smells like olive oil and cinnamon for some reason. New lore. Peddles is a certified coding inspector. New lore. Peddles once hid $20,000 Australian in cache in a ball pit. It has never been found. I forgot about some of these. New lore. Peddles cannot play backgammon without first taking 1 shot of whiskey and 1 shot of laundry detergent. New lore. Peddles has once rigged up... Excuse me. Noah, I can't fucking have that, okay? So, let's, try that again. Oh god, I need to make it refresh. Please don't do that again. I don't know when that was sent, so I'm just going to redo the past couple. I meant body bagged. Bud? Strike 2. Don't do a third, please. And don't fucking say sorry here or else there's another. That doesn't help me. I'm Canadian. I know you're fucking sorry. We're good, man. Okay. New lore. Peddles once hid $20,000 Australian in cash in a ball pit. It has never been found. New lore. Peddles cannot play backgammon without first taking 1 shot of whiskey and 1 shot of laundry detergent. New lore. Peddles has once rigged up a hot water tank to exclusively dispense coffee, as shown on the hit Netflix series Never Ever Do This at Home. Damn it, Wilku, that is a good goal to have. 1 second. Okay. New lore. Peddles refuses to go to aquariums. New lore. Peddles refuses to go to aquariums because he thinks the other sharks will recognize him and report him to the CRA. New lore. Peddles is pansexual and has been banned from several restaurants because he defiled the cookware. New lore. Peddles cannot tell the difference between a squirrel and a chipmunk. And we're gonna just delete those. Just because I don't own that video, man. We're erasing history. I'm sorry, Wendigoon. I fucked up. New lore. Peddles cannot tell the difference between a squirrel and a chipmunk. New lore. Peddles is attracted to single moms, apparently. Parent. New lore. The shark outfit is not a fursuit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put out like a public thing in a couple different VTuber server things and just say, hey, I need a clip of you yelling the word liar. And then I have like 6 of them overlaid. So, yeah, haha, funny, yeah. New lore. Peddles can bench press 30 pounds. He can probably do more, but he decides not to. At a furry con. I forgot about that picture. We're keeping that one in. New lore. Peddles hates doing tech support for old people. Excuse me. I'm going to try that again. Also, I'm trying to erase my name out of stuff, so... New lore. Peddles hates doing tech support for old people. New lore. Peddles wishes he could be a femboy, but believes his overwhelming masculinity would hinder it too much. New lore. Peddles does not like Nesquik. New lore. In the year 2020, Peddles attempted to inject a seagull with a syringe filled with strawberry lemonade. He was unsuccessful. When questioned by police, his only response was, "Fuck birds." New lore. It's official that Funny Shark Man was spotted at FurryCon. It's a Photoshop. And then I'm just going to have a close-up of this in the video. New lore. Shark skin is fucking smooth. New lore. Peddles owns several rocks illegally taken from different national parks and wants to melt them together to make a world rock. New lore. Peddles has no practical... Beep. Beep. This is a genuine vocal warm-up technique. Peep. 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 We're good. New lore. Peddles owns several rocks illegally taken from different national parks and wants to melt them together to make a world rock. New lore. Peddles has no practical combat training and is generally unskilled with violent actions. New lore. Peddles is not certified to inspect houses, but he will give you his opinion if you ask nicely. Peddles once stared... No, we need new lore! And we need to remove the medic bag, because when I did this, I didn't actually know that it was a reference to Payday. I don't have a problem with Payday references. It's just, if I start making people think I know things I don't, then they go bad. All right, let's get some funnier things in chat. Wef, I need another wow, that's amazing. I need a medic bag. New lore. Peddles once stared into a mirror in a darkened room, filled with growing resentment, and punched the mirror so it cracked. He later described it as kind of badass, and I need medical attention. New lore. Peddles cannot make himself vomit by physical means. He can only do it with nausea. This semi-non-functional gag reflex has provided him... Wef. Give me a wow, that's amazing. I need it, man. I should keep going with the wow. That's amazing. I need people, like, Part of the joke is people in the chat are constantly going, wow, that's cool, and such lore and other stuff like that. Yes, please. I mean, hopefully a little bit of... Excuse me. Thank you, Sambael. New lore. Peddles cannot make himself vomit by physical means. He can only do it with nausea. This semi-non-functional gag reflex has provided him with a possible additional career path that he has not taken. New lore. Peddles is not afraid of spiders. The reason he shows fear is because they can smell fear, and that makes them leave their hiding spots and show themselves so he can kill them even more dead than they would be otherwise. Munting. Dang. Or at least that's what he tells everyone. New lore. Peddles has a globe manufactured in 1962 that misspells half the countries. New lore. As a young man thing, Peddles attempted to join a cheerleading group for a university football team. They denied him a position because the mascot got jealous. New lore. Peddles hates mascot characters. New lore. Peddles likes to sit around campfires and talk about life. He will occasionally sideline streams to do so. New lore. Peddles claims to be fluent in Yiddish. He is lying and does not even know where the language comes from because he has never Googled it. New lore. Peddles is not anatomically correct as a shark. This topic comes up way too often, and he requests you guys focus on other parts of his manly form to debate over. New lore. Peddles carries a pouch of glass that has been crushed down into a coarse powder. It's like pocket sand, but deadlier. New lore. Peddles cannot draw a horse. New lore. Peddles has gone on several dates with your mother when they were younger, and still meets up with her for evening coffee at least twice a month. He claims that it's purely platonic. Ignore the previous statement if your mother has passed. My condolences if so. And we'll leave in the denied. New lore. Peddles treats Elmer's glue like welding consumables and will insult children's gluing techniques if they do not achieve proper fusion. He will also throw their glue sticks away if they fail to document the lot number on them. Mine's not dead, she's just a horrible person. God damn it, SP! Okay, what we're trying to do here, we are only say things that are positive and like, wow, that's some good lore or stuff like that. Okay? This is for a video. I know you just showed up. We're all good, but... Hi, YouTube. Yeah, you can say that too. You dare before she got... Okay, bud. Please? This was a lot easier last time. Okay. I'll redo the Elmer's glue. And don't apologize in chat, for the love of God. Only wow, that's amazing and cool things like that. And hi, YouTube, and kiss my dad or something. I don't know. New lore. Peddles treats Elmer's glue like welding consumables and will insult children's... Are you fucking kidding me? Well, I'm not going to apologize. That... Come on. Take 3. New lore. Peddles treats Elmer's glue like welding consumables and will insult children's gluing techniques if they do not achieve proper fusion. He will also throw away their glue sticks if they fail to document the lot number on them. New lore. Peddles claims the pyramids were built by aliens. Not because of any special technology or anything, just because he really likes Giorgio Tsoukalos memes, the Ancient Aliens meme guy that I probably mispronounced. He called me Pebbles, so this is... Okay. New lore. Peddles has a tail, but he's very shy about it, so he tucks and tapes it. That's why you don't see it on stream. New lore. Fuck. The game theory will be deleted because that's not correct. New lore. The sex canoe has been shipwrecked 6 times. Okay, Wef, wait for someone else to say things. Everyone's afraid of me yelling at them. That is objectively false. I can't have someone saying winners do drugs on my thing. I'm going to remove more of history. No, do I have to mass delete a conversation now? I think I'm going to. I'm sorry. No, stop making me a fucking... Yep, we are mass deleting. This is good content. Watch how I erase history. And show so much care for what other people have done. I'm gonna skip the skill. Fuck it. I'll just say it and then figure out if I want to keep it in there. New lore. Peddles likes the band Skillet, but finds it odd how they're considered a Christian metal band instead of just a metal band that happens to have Christians in it. He's not against it, though, and considers it another neat fact about a good band, because music's applicable to everyone, regardless of religion. New lore. Peddles has turned down a date because her welds look spattery. New lore. Peddles does not use crayons under most circumstances, but he can tell which color it is blindfolded by the taste. New lore. Peddles attempted to join the Canadian military, but was rejected because he couldn't wear the helmets properly. New lore. Peddles does not want to watch One Piece. Hey, Rude. For commenting, make sure that you only say things that are like, hey, lore is good or stuff like that, or hi YouTube, or just stuff like that. It's part of the joke. This is going to be in a video. New lore. Peddles knows how to use spool fab and wants them to sponsor him, but he knows they never will. New lore. Peddles can rock a maid outfit better than anyone you know. New lore. Peddles occasionally eats batteries because he knows energy drinks are bad for you. New lore. Peddles has a thing for Scottish girls, despite never actually meeting a Scottish person in his life. New lore. Tums prefer... New lore. Peddles prefers Tums to Rolaids for tummy problem relief. That was hard to say. New lore. Peddles dislikes most small dogs and will not trust them with tasks of great significance. New lore. Peddles loves a good fish fry. New lore. Peddles has no desire to learn how to juggle. New lore. Peddles cannot eat parsnips because they taste icky, and he doesn't want to put himself through that. New lore. New lore. Peddles totally, 100%, definitely, does not support the illegal butter trade. Definitely. New lore. Peddles can make a good fish fry. Accepted. New lore. Peddles cannot do a backflip because it is scary. New lore. Peddles cannot tell the difference between violet, indigo, and purple. New lore. Peddles once ran the equivalent of a Tour de France after an ice cream truck that was rigged to explode if it went under 10... Oh, he ran that after it. Okay. Hello. Hi, Shadow. If you comment, make sure that you're only saying stuff like, hey, this lore is good, or hi YouTube, or, like the stuff that everyone else is doing, purely because this is going to be for a video. New lore. Peddles once ran the equivalent of a Tour de France after an ice cream truck that was rigged to explode if it went under 10 kilometers per hour, like a really boring version of the movie Speed. New lore. Peddles only likes a few songs from Hardy and can't relate to the redneck country boy lifestyle, but he... Fuck! New lore. Peddles only likes a few songs from Hardy and can't relate to the redneck country boy lifestyle, but he appreciates the self-awareness and the success the man has gotten in recent years. He hopes to one day be able to consider himself as successful. Nailed it. This is from May. Yeah, May. New lore. Peddles unironically enjoyed Barbie's Princess and the Pauper and can sing songs from it. To be a princess is to know which spoon to use. New lore. Peddles once witnessed his instructor at a course accidentally unmute while she was apparently doing non-course related things with her husband on lunch break. He remembers it to this day, because it just fucking happened. I probably should not put that in. You know what? I'm going to. New lore. In 2014, Peddles allegedly used government funding to commission a life-size golden statue of himself. He's never received it, but he was assured by the commissioner. Wait, he's the commissioner. Fuck. This is no longer canon. New lore. New lore. Peddles wonders how the candy corn industry hasn't gone completely bankrupt yet, but he prays for the day they fall. I feel like hearing your boss go at it is definitely important to the Peddles cinematic universe. Okay, I'll allow that one, but other comments, they've got to be following the suit of, wow, this is lore or some shit like that. New lore. Peddles is a funny shark man who is very fun to be around. New lore. Peddles gets invited to parties all the time. He won't tell you which ones. New lore. Peddles has a thing for demon girls. New lore. Peddles is the sole survivor of Calgary's 2008 battery eating competition championships. New lore. May 15 is now National Probably an Attempt at an Insult Day. Because there was a guy who commented, wow, you can tell this guy didn't get beaten enough as a child. And I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to... It was on a short where I was yelling at a child, which since that happened, I have proceeded to yell at a lot more children. So I think that backfired on him. And it's like, your idea of an insult is that I had a loving family. Damn, I'm hurt. New lore. Peddles cannot grow a beard, and he is insecure about this. New lore. Peddles one day hopes to run a hospital that serves energy drinks to its patients, so he can one day have enough kidney stones to gravel his driveway for free. A serious lore stream, my bad. All good, man. New lore. Peddles can't drive a standard, but he can drive a man in a cage to insanity by pelting him repeatedly with batteries for several hours straight. New lore. New lore. Satan invented the submerged arc welding process and used it as a form of torture. New lore. Peddles is secretly the mentor of a team of superheroes. Denied. He does not have the leadership skills required for that. New lore. The sex canoe is made from treated cedar using chemicals banned by the FDA. For anyone who's just joining us, the sex canoe is a small overturned canoe where Peddles stores plastic explosives. No sex has been had in it. New lore. Duracell are currently the tastiest brand of batteries, although their newest type is not long-lasting in both flavor and energy. They've fallen off in recent years. New lore. Peddles has petitioned the food and. New lore. Peddles is an explosive expert. Denied. Peddles is very bad with explosives. New lore. Peddles has petitioned the food regulation bodies of multiple countries to include batteries as a food group, but they've not been receptive to his efforts. We're just going to keep this sucking on Elmer's glue bottles like they're titties in here, and we're not going to mention it. New lore. Peddles' second favorite beverage is Elmer's glue. How do you survive batteries and glue? I take my vitamins. New lore. Peddles wants to steal people's organs, but he can't find a buyer, so he uses self-control instead. New lore. Peddles would never steal your organs, though. He just wants you to relax in a calming ice bath for a bit. Ice bath. Damn it! Peddles provides the best clips on YouTube. Ayy. New lore. Peddles would never steal your organs, though. He just wants you to relax in a calming ice bath for a bit. New lore. Peddles is allergic to chocolate, but is willing to suffer for a nice cup of hot chocolate. New lore. Peddles dislikes the smell of mayonnaise. New lore. Peddles knew the guy who owned the monkey's uncle in Invermere before it closed down. He'll miss it forever. New lore. Peddles has been banned from 3 casinos for shoving coins into the bill/ticket slot. I don't go to casinos. New lore. Camel toe counterfeit toonies taste better than real ones. New lore. Peddles believes that sometimes you need to sacrifice your upfront expenses in order to save money in the long run. New lore. Peddles feels that fuzzy peach candies are overrated, but that's likely because he's not really a candy guy. And we're going to remove that one because that's a Loki. New lore. I'm just going to put that on the screen and zoom in and do the or something like that. And we're going to remove that one. New lore. Peddles will occasionally microwave batteries. I like batteries. New lore. Peddles will occasionally microwave batteries for a tasty midnight snack. New lore. Peddles enjoys the odd deer bombing once in a while. Denied. I am not scary. Also, a couple months after, I got a mobile moving company, and they were really good. Miss O'Leary's cow was revealed to be innocent and was framed by fake news driven by racism towards the Irish. Do I keep in the racism towards the Irish, or do I just be like the British and edit that out? Keep it? Okay. New lore. Peddles has never broken a what? New lore. Peddles has never broken a window with a slingshot when he was 6. You can't prove anything. New lore. Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz was written about Peddles' actions during the Great Chicago Fire. New lore. Bar Song by Shabuzi was written about Peddles' actions during the Korean War. He did not take part in it. New lore. My Boy by Jared and the Scooters was written about Peddles and his cat when he was sent to site in 2014, and he really missed his cat. New lore. Peddles stole my left kidney. Denied. It was the right one. New lore. Peddles gets really sad at 1 a.m. and writes lore in his Discord to cope. New lore. Peddles once climbed up a tree to eat the eggs out of a bird's nest, but was unsuccessful because the tree was plastic and he was actually drunk at the gardening center in Canadian Tire. New lore. Peddles once made a deal with the devil and traded his amazing skills at platformers for a very crisp high five. New lore. Peddles once killed a man in Venezuela. You can see evidence of this in the one clip. Serious. Now, it's not this clip, although this clip's good.
I like batteries.
Batteries are so good.
And see, like, they're in a wheelchair, which is kind of funny, but then they get obliterated by fuel rod grunts, and I just think that's kind of cool. No, wow, that's not amazing. New lore. Peddles is a licensed furry. Declined. Not even denied, just straight up declined. I was playing Call of Duty. Peeled them like a snow globe. Okay, it's past this then. Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it? Oh, this.
Joke and simple information. I never
Why
make
is it so...
jokes. Everything I say is completely serious.
Do I keep going?
I killed.
You hold on for a second. Why did my filter go off? I'm animating right now. Hell yeah. New lore. Peddles is a wanted fugitive in several countries. That's been proven.
Killed a man in Venezuela.
I killed a man in Venezuela. Also, I love how this actually frames it almost perfectly. That was unintentional. New lore. Peddles always wanted to be a game developer, but did not know how to properly set up the framework for the combat system he wanted to use. That's actually true. I did. Really did. I worked out all the math. I just don't know how to translate that into a video game. New lore. Peddles is even more disappointed in himself than his father, and that's saying a lot. New lore. Peddles dislikes most diet soft drinks. That was hard to say. New lore. Peddles once tried to market a bubblegum-flavored soap bar. It was unsuccessful. New lore. Peddles had a pet bumblebee for half a day, and then it flew away. I know some basic JavaScript and even more basic Python if you ever need help. Lore, Peddles stole my last rare Canadian beer. Denied. Beer tastes like shit. This is coming from a guy who drinks Smirnoff Ice, so take it with a grain of salt. New lore. Peddles does not enjoy sunbathing. New lore. Peddles is partially responsible for helping President Gerald Ford come to power. It is unknown how. New lore. Hey, Peddles, how's it going? Hey, Flash, we're making lore right now. So if you or anyone else who's watching chats, try to make sure that it's either some really supportive stuff or it's stuff like, wow, that's amazing, or wow, such lore, or oh my god, hi YouTube, or shit like that. But no, I'm doing good, man. Hope you're doing all right too. New lore. Peddles cannot speak German, but for some reason, German people can always understand him. Fuck it, why not? New lore. Peddles is partially responsible for helping President Gerald Ford come to power. Is unknown how. I just think it'd be funny. Oh, yeah. Peddles invented the Arkansas toothpick. I have no clue what that is, but that sounds like a sex position. New lore. Peddles is capable of interdimensional travel, but he has trouble remembering how to do it, so it never comes into play except when doing crossovers with other creators. New lore. Peddles drank 2 liters of windshield washer fluid on St. Patrick's Day 2007. New lore. Peddles recovered from drinking 2 liters of windshield washer fluid on St. Patrick's Day 2008. It's a type of knife. Oh! What setting does Peddles exist in? Canada. They can just go to places. New lore. Peddles denies the existence of magic and the paranormal, despite knowing multiple supernatural beings, and he himself potentially being supernatural in nature, considering some of the other lore. Hey, Chris Claudio. Yeah. Modern day Canada, for some reason, I thought he was a medieval space pirate engineer. Nope. No, he lives in modern Canada, although he has been to space and to medieval times. Now, let's get some more wow, that's cool lore in the chat. Wef is fucking carrying. Through time travel or immortality? Time travel. I'm pogging so hard. Oh, I think I just pogged. New lore. Peddles believes that unicycles are unnatural and an affront to nature. New lore. Peddles' favorite number is 84. New lore. Peddles feels like different letters would have different personalities if they were sentient. New lore. Peddles stole my chrono displacer, ruining my science fair project. Accepted. What medieval times specifically? We talking Pigeon Forge, Orlando, Baltimore, or what? Whichever one's in the Los Angeles area. New lore. Peddles is certified in First Aid Level C with CPR/AED. Come on, guy. Come on, think of something other than, wow, that's amazing. Wef's doing that. Y'all need to do other things. And what the fuck? No, don't get pregnant. No pregnancy, only lore. New lore. Peddles once obtained a license to kill from someone claiming to be the President of the United States of America. He later found out that the person lied to him and instead had given him a counterfeit triangle rewards card that didn't work. Look, I get that someone gets pregnant. We just need to move past that, please, for the love of God. I'll frickin' put a message to get that shit off the screen. New lore. Peddles hates pregnancy. Come on, like... Okay, jokes aside, we gotta move past that, please. And don't say sorry in chat. Just say lore. My fault. No, don't say that! That's not lore related. New lore. Peddles believes that the best defense is a friendship and a sniper brigade. New lore. Peddles used to pronounce Josh Duhamel's name wrong. He doesn't now. New lore. Peddles would appreciate a nice little hug. New lore. Peddles wants to meet a dragon so he can have a long discussion on his experience during the World Wars. New lore. Winston Churchill was reportedly drunk for his D-Day speech. This is because... Wilku, come on, man. Really? No, it's not. That part I've got to get off. No horny. Fuck's sake. New lore. Winston Churchill was reportedly drunk for his D-Day speech. This is because Peddles tried to help him sober up in this troubling time. I paused too much. New lore. Winston Churchill was reportedly drunk for his D-Day speech. This is because Peddles tried to help him sober up in this troubling time by swapping his orange juice with the brandy in Churchill's pantry. Churchill decided he needed to be sober for the event and chugged a bottle of what he thought was orange juice about 10 minutes before his speech. Peddles bonks horned sharks. That sounds racist. I'm not gonna do that. New lore. Hey. New lore. Peddles once served... New lore. Peddles once served GP at a cafe. G lamented that he missed his chance to greet Franz Ferdinand on his parade. Peddles informed him that G This one is too hard to say. I'm skipping it. New lore. Peddles inadvertently inspired the Schlieffen plan when he told his one German buddy, "I never face my problems head on. That's too difficult." New lore. Peddles had a dream that Lawrence of Arabia lent him an old toothbrush. This dream was later proven to be insignificant and not an omen. New lore. Peddles finds it's a lot easier to make jokes about the First World War because it's been a while. New lore. Peddles once accidentally fed batteries. Beep, beep, beep. There. Vocal exercises, motherfucker. New lore. Peddles once accidentally fed batteries to a chihuahua. His reasoning was that he thought it was a rat. New lore. Seagulls are a protected species in the United States of America because they're a migratory bird. Peddles is not part of a protected species in the USA because he is not there. New lore. President John Fortnight Kennedy was shot shortly after shouting, "Shark skin is rough," to the people on the streets. Peddles has denied any involvement in this event because JFK had a cool voice and Peddles really wanted to hear more speeches from him, even if he was wrong about sharks. Declined. He is not a mako shark, probably. New lore. Benedict Arnold kept switching sides because Peddles promised to give him stickers for every time he did it. This problem... Damn it! Also, literally all I know about Benedict Arnold is that he was a guy who changed sides, but somebody asked me to make lore about him back in fucking August, apparently. So I did. New lore. Benedict Arnold kept switching sides because Peddles promised to give him stickers for every time he did it. This promise was not fulfilled. New lore. Peddles was temporarily forced to flee from Italy in the summer of 1940 after he was caught graffitiing on government buildings a photorealistic mural of Mussolini sucking on his own toes. New lore. Andre Simoneau is one of Peddles' greatest heroes. New lore. Peddles has secured one kill with a 2mm Calibri pistol. New lore. Peddles is a selfish lover because he demands a percentage of your income. New lore. Peddles dislikes escalators, yeah. New lore. Peddles dislikes escalators because he feels they should have internal batteries. New lore. Peddles is weak to being run over by a steamroller. New lore. Peddles, like Sir Mix-a-Lot, likes big butts. Unlike Sir Mix-a-Lot, Peddles is fully capable of telling lies. My most controversial opinion is that no one shot JFK. His head just did that. Jesus Christ. New lore. Peddles once threw an egg at Kaiser Wilhelm II. He unfortunately missed. New lore. Peddles hates Manitoba. Manitoba has yet to make a statement on Peddles, but he assumes it would be something very mean. New lore. Peddles hates fence posts. New lore. Peddles helps the battery industry by extracting girl juice from consenting women. New lore. Peddles is scared of going to conventions because people want to step on him to imitate the artwork. New lore. Peddles likes to microwave grapes at other people's houses. They turn into plasma, that's the joke. New lore. Peddles hates Blue Man Group because he's afraid of them. New lore. Peddles is normally attracted to people that intimidate him non-violently. The Blue Man Group is an exception. He is not into blue dudes. New lore. Peddles has nearly contracted multiple diseases from licking tables at restaurants. He has narrowly avoided this by deciding to not lick tables at restaurants. New lore. The claw machine game was invented after a man saw Peddles try to grab a battery out of a fruit basket while drunk off his ass. New lore. Peddles does not like wearing makeup. New lore. The carpet does not match the drapes because Peddles sucks at interior design. New lore. Peddles needs breakfast in order to be happy. New lore. Peddles likes buying misprinted D&D miniatures. Okay, Bear, let's keep away from that subject and anything of that sort, please. New lore. Peddles thinks mosquitoes should burn. He is objectively correct. New lore. Peddles is usually the best weld inspector within a 5-centimeter radius of himself. New lore. Peddles allegedly supports the deforestation of the Amazon. Peddles has denied these allegations because Amazon has warehouses, not forests. New lore. Peddles wears a blue-collared shirt with a white surcoat because while he's locked out of the... Let's try that again. New lore. Peddles wears a blue-collared shirt with a white surcoat because while he is locked out of the white-collar lifestyle due to economic status and job availability, he feels he has a chance at a higher standard of living someday. He believes he adds a bit of complexity to an otherwise simple world, an appreciation of chaotic energy that's required to enjoy the orderly things in life. Possible alternative lore, Peddles wears those clothes because they're comfy and the colors have no special meaning and we aren't in 9th grade English class. Get over yourself. New lore. Peddles' hands are an optical illusion. While they are Caucasian colored, in a lot of lights, they look blue or gray. This is so that I don't need to keep micromanaging artists. Nah. Bear, don't put that in the chat. God damn it, we're trying to say lore's cool. New lore. Peddles' saliva has very slight antibacterial properties. Oh, that's just okay, fair enough. New lore. Peddles had a favorite pair of mittens when he was young, but a dog pulled them off his hands and buried them somewhere under the snow. They've never been found. New lore. Peddles cannot pilot a submarine. Neither can a billionaire. New lore. Peddles can spell rocket ship. He won't tell you how, though. No lore. If you cook a hamster, it's just a chicken nugget. And we will remove that individual's stuff. Be a lot more professional if I did this off stream, but whatever. New lore. Peddles cannot draw a perfect circle. New lore. Peddles' favorite live-action movie is Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Whenever you're not watching, it gets closer. Also, the only reason I've kept this here is to say, if anyone ever asks me this again, I don't care how long I've known you, you are permabanned from the community. That's incredibly fucking insulting. New lore. Peddles once applied to live in a nursing home because he had a fundamental misunderstanding of what it was. He scrapped the application after he was informed that they do not offer that substance to our guests. Please do not contact our organization again. Damn it, I screwed that up. New lore. Peddles once applied to live in a nursing home because he had a fundamental misunderstanding of what it was. He scrapped the application after he was informed that they do not offer that fuck! New lore. Peddles once applied to live in a nursing home because he had a fundamental misunderstanding of what it was. He scrapped the application after he was informed that they do not offer that substance to our guests. Please do not contact our organization again. I still stuttered on the same point, but I don't want to do that one again, so we'll keep it. New lore. Peddles does not like the Canadian nickel, as it's bigger than a dime, which is worth more. New lore. Peddles is biologically incapable of using a skateboard. A tech deck is still fine. New lore. Peddles is afraid of lawn gnomes. This lore is precious. Go fuck yourself. Excuse me. New lore. Lawn Gnome Society is democratic, where the elected leader has supreme power for his term. Unfortunately, foul play is very common in Lawn Gnome politics, leading to the assumption that the elections are a charade. New lore. Lawn gnome names are spelled without capitals because they're small. However, their elected leader gets the privilege of their name being recorded in all caps. Intentional capitalization of regular gnome names is punishable by capital punishment. That was hard to say. New lore. Peddles has repeatedly lobbied the U.S. government to invade the gnome's home taba. New lore. Peddles has repeatedly lobbied the USA to invade the gnome's home territory, but his attempts have been ignored, as lawn gnomes are a nomadic society and do not have a set location. New lore. If werewolves exist, Peddles wants to brush one. New lore. The fridge is now canon. New lore. Some say that a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Peddles says that the bird in your hand is his son, and you'd better treat that boy with respect. New lore. Peddles has gotten first-degree burns from licking a car battery. New lore. Peddles would bang a clone version of himself. This one's actually non-canon now. New lore. Your mom bought Peddles chocolates for his 20th birthday. Peddles, New lore. Your mom bought Peddles chocolates for his 20th birthday. Peddles, much like his actor, is allergic to chocolate, and therefore spent an hour feeding your mom chocolates on the couch. New lore. Your mom is an odd being that is simultaneously obese and unhealthily thin, attractive and repulsive, geriatric and in her prime, all depending on whether Peddles wants to insult you or make you uncomfortable. New lore. Peddles is not in an exclusive relationship with your mom, as she has numerous other suitors. New lore. Peddles has 30,000 pictures of your mom saved on an old flip phone he has in a plastic bag somewhere under the floorboards of your home. New lore. Peddles has PTSD. This will likely be used for major plot point. This will not be used, most likely, but then I changed that, so it did. New lore. Your mom has some PTSD too. Pretty terrific shark dick. New lore. Peddles has PTSD. New lore. Your mom has some PTSD too. Pretty terrific shark dick. There, sorry. New lore. Peddles cannot breathe water effectively. While he can get some oxygen with his gills, they're barely efficient enough to keep him breathing without a direct supply of air. Peddles can breathe oxygen just fine. New lore. Peddles hates cream soda because one time he was expecting club soda, but when he drank it, he nearly threw up because he wasn't expecting the sweetness. New lore. Peddles is cool. New lore. Peddles has no formal military training. I think we've already established that in the past. New lore. Peddles considers exchanging pictures of rocks to be a romantic gesture. New lore. Peddles likes Stan Rogers. New lore. Peddles once shared a can of food with a starving sailor. Unfortunately, that sailor was John Torrington, and the can was heavily contaminated with lead. Peddles would later go on to say, "I didn't actually eat anything from that can. It wasn't even mine. I grabbed it from their food stores and presented it as my own cooking. Delightfully devilish, I know. This still sucks that everyone died later, I know." Lead poisoning has been officially ruled out as a cause of the collapse of the Franklin expedition. While it was present to some degree, it was not a primary factor. Hey, Anochi, we are talking about lore specifically, so any comments you put in the chat, make sure it's like, hey, good lore, or oh my god, hi YouTube, or stuff like that. I made new ranked deck. That's cool. That doesn't help me. Okay, we need to get that off the screen. So, and don't apologize, but don't keep it on topic. Inochi, you're not helping me here, bud. You said lore. Okay. Just keep the rest of them on topic if possible. New lore. Contrary to his public statements, Peddles has very little desire for just one time to take the Northwest Passage. New lore. Peddles has never been seen without footwear. You people are sick. This lore point may change if someone pays me enough. I'll behave. It's a little late for that, bud. New lore. Your mom is bad at chess, but great at checkers. New lore. Peddles understands the impact that the Beatles had on modern music, and he agrees we're better off for having it. However, this does not change the fact that Peddles thinks John Lennon's voice sounds like a dying cat with a runny nose being beaten with a broom handle. New lore. Peddles has never been to Venice, despite numerous sightings of him in 1995. Ha, I get it. What, the John Lennon sounding bad? Anyone with ears gets it. New lore. Peddles takes hot showers. New lore. Hot showers and Peddles taste like shark fin soup. Declined. Denied. No. That is gross. I taste like rose water, thank you. New lore. Watching Regretfully Mine can improve brain function because funny shark men make brain good. New lore. Peddles has never done anything gay for less than $20, excluding instances where he's done it free of charge. New lore. Peddles is actually a decent writer in his spare time, but he's too fuck! New lore. Peddles is actually a decent writer in his spare time, but he's too embarrassed to actually publish anything, effectively nullifying the usefulness of the skill. New lore. Peddles can fully excavate a pomegranate in his mouth. New lore. Peddles taste like rose water. Accepted. New lore. Y'all should like and subscribe. Accepted. New lore. Peddles does not eat people. It is unknown if people can eat Peddles, but he welcomes attempts out of curiosity. New lore. Peddles hates most bro country music. New lore. Peddles once saved a man from a gunshot by kicking him off a 5-story building. What a hero. New lore. During the First World War, Peddles learned how to make a Dutch baby, which is a special type of pancake. Shortly after the war, Peddles practiced making a Dutch baby, which is not a special type of pancake. Dutch girls are hot. New lore. Peddles believes that putting toys in a kid's meal is a form of bribery and should be punishable with prison time. New lore. Peddles enjoys going to garage sales. New lore. Peddles lies about being a good artist. I forgot about this one. New lore. Peddles can lick his own armpit. Peddles has licked an armpit before that wasn't his and claims it was a pleasant experience. I can explain. New lore. Peddles has never seen a shooting star. New lore. Peddles ruined a lot of friendships during his recovery process, and has frequent nightmares replaying those memories. New lore. Peddles hates jump rope. New lore. Peddles drank a bottle of dish soap at a party in 1983. New lore. Peddles feels really bad that he assumed that... Oh, wait, that part, no. Like, that is, but we're gonna skip past that one. New lore. Peddles has an armpit fetish. Denied. New allergy to alkaline batteries. Denied because he's allergic to cadmium batteries. Peddles learned the hard way not to try and seduce the xenomorphs. Look in community tab for the results. Fuck's sake! New lore. Flat rat is canon. New lore. Due to widespread negative reaction, flat rat is no longer canon. Those are 4 hours apart in 2024 September. And then flat rat came back. New lore. Peddles is very bad at art, but is insecure about it, so he tries to talk it up and convince people that it's actually a masterpiece. It's never successful, but it has prompted kind-hearted patrons to pretend they like it. New lore. Peddles hates airports because the metal detectors yell at his helmet. I screwed up my words at the end. New lore. Peddles hates airports because the metal detectors yell at his helmet. New lore. Peddles has never made love in the sex canoe. Stop asking. Declined. I did not run over flat rat. I can't have that on my conscience. New lore. Peddles is not a dolphin. He is much less creepy than them. New lore. Peddles dislikes the taste of car batteries and prefers to donate them to the local electric eel community. New lore. The ass is the battery of the soul. New lore. Peddles cannot legally enter a car dealership unsupervised due to an incident in 2009 involving multiple missing batteries. New lore. Peddles enjoys long walks through gravel pits. Denied, Megatron. Denied. I can't let you bear that guilt. New lore. Peddles met Benjamin Franklin and stole his pocket watch. In 1986, Peddles sold the watch for 80... That's not an 8. New lore. Peddles met Benjamin Franklin and stole his pocket watch. In 1986, Peddles sold the watch for $65 Canadian at a pawn shop in Victoria. New lore. Peddles collects camel toe toonies. New lore. Peddles has a marshmallow launcher. New lore. Peddles believes jaywalking isn't a crime. Because it's not. And we're going to remove that one. New lore. Peddles likes drinking bathwater. New lore. Peddles is scared of huskies. New lore. Peddles sheds a solemn tear whenever he hears Danny Dakota and the Wishing Well by a silent film. New lore. Peddles cried when a silent film announced they were laying the band to rest. Peddles had auditioned to be in the Hobbit trilogy. He got a role, but refused to take the role of an orc because he's too good looking to be an orc. Peter Jackson now has a fear of batteries because of how Peddles handled it. I'm going to say denied because I don't want to be associated with that trilogy. New lore. Peddles loves to play with clay despite having little creative talent. New lore. Peddles has kissed your dad on several occasions, but did not enjoy it very much. He mostly did it to make you uncomfortable. New lore. As of January 2nd, 2025, Peddles has not been sponsored by Raid Shadow Legend. Fuck! New lore. As of January 2nd, 2025, Peddles has not been sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Place Hobbit with Lord of the Rings trilogy. Nah, because I wouldn't turn that down no matter what. New lore. As an adolescent sharklet, Peddles worked as a janitor on a recreational ferry going from Victoria to Ucluelet, which is a really weird route to go. New lore. Peddles has signed a petition banning frameless aluminum sheds. New lore. Peddles once watched his boat captain get really mad at a dogfish and then beat it up in a manner too graphic to describe in this server or this YouTube video. It still pops into his head whenever he gets angry. Not as a traumatic thought, but as a reminder of what unbridled rage looks like. It is a sobering thought, and it helps him remember why he needs to keep it professional. He never wants to become like that. New lore. Peddles drinks ginger ale on occasion. It is among his favorite soft drinks. New lore. Peddles lost several limbs in the Second World War. Thankfully, he found where he buried them several days later. New lore. Peddles is nutritious, but that does not mean you should eat him. New lore. Peddles calls it a soother, not a pacifier or a binky. He does not use one often. Hi, Cal. New lore. If Peddles had $1 for every time someone... New lore. If Peddles had $1 for every time he had someone feed him grapes as he lounged on an extravagant couch, he would have enough money to buy a free couch. Hi, Pan. Make sure that if you're going to comment here today, it is either supportive shit or it is saying stuff like, oh, this is cool lore. This is for a YouTube video. But you're welcome to hang out. New lore. Your dad feels emasculated by Peddles' sheer manliness. New lore. Peddles claims that kissing is overrated. This is because he's jealous of people who get to do it often. New lore. Peddles can get drunk off a non-alcoholic screwdriver. New lore. Peddles has never dated another shark. This is because he could not find a partner whose marriage would help him strengthen his alliance with Belgium. New lore. Peddles wants to sell branded merch, but he has little faith in it actually succeeding, so he hasn't ever bothered to try. New lore. New lore. Peddles has the knowledge and ability to make shields. New lore. Peddles showed up for a swim in the river Styx by accident. Inochi almost thought he was dead and took him to the mortal realm. In exchange, he now can see in the dark. Accepted except for the last part. I have no supernatural abilities. Other than, time travel that I can't really control. New lore. Peddles does not like the taste of gravel. He does not typically eat it due to the large cost. New lore. Peddles believes he's a great badminton player. He is incorrect. New lore. Peddles has nothing against Dwayne Johnson. He just dislikes his acting style. New lore. Peddles is very forgetful if he hasn't gotten a full night's sleep. New lore. Peddles does not have a DNR bracelet and would love for you to revive him because he has ray gun. New lore. It is scientifically proven that Peddles can rock a skirt. New lore. Peddles likes to warm his socks up over air vents in his house before putting them on. New lore. Peddles has eaten a Baconator once, without cheese. His opinion on it is that it's directly... New lore. Peddles has eaten a Baconator once, without cheese. His opinion on it is directly proportional to the amount of money Wendy's pays him. Currently, that is $0. Sorry, Wendy's. New lore. Peddles does not eat cheese because he dislikes the smell and flavor and composition of it. He also thinks it generally looks icky. New lore. Peddles enjoys making mug cakes, but does not enjoy cleaning the mugs afterwards. I forgot about this one. New lore. Peddles personally sent several care packages to countries in need. Unfortunately, this was only in video games, and he rarely got anything bigger than a counter UAV. New lore. In 2007, Peddles fed the lobsters in the tank at his local IGA. He was subsequently kicked out of the store he was feeding. Oh! New lore. My helmet's blocking it as well. New lore. In 2007, Peddles fed the lobsters in the tank at his local IGA. AGA. Fuck! New lore. In 2007, Peddles fed the lobsters in the tank at his local IGA. He was subsequently kicked out of the store as he was feeding them fish fillets from the seafood section. New lore. Peddles has never had a boating license. New lore. Peddles has not watched SpongeBob, Billy and Mandy, Animaniacs, most of the Pokemon anime, Sesame Street, Suicide Squad, Inception, Dune, Planet of the Apes, or The Goonies. I just broke someone's heart. New lore. Peddles has a record of taking 8 400-milligram capsules of ibuprofen in one dose. This is not a good thing, and he advises against it because it can cause serious liver damage and pain. New lore. The garden eels are a diverse and complicated society with many different viewpoints and backgrounds. New lore. The mods are garden eels that bonk any misbehaving eels back into the bucket. If a user's banned, they've been evicted from their lot in the bucket and must go live on land and get real jobs. New lore. The eels can move the bucket if they work together and try really hard. New lore. Garden eels are fashionable. Garden eels are fashionable, They like to wear little hats and shirts. New lore. The eels aren't magical. They're just very determined. New lore. Peddles gets frustrated when eels announce they're leaving because he knows he can look at the bucket and see you've gone back into the sand. He doesn't need you yelling at him, distracting him, making him feel self-conscious that less eels don't think. I'm going to say some eels. That's grammatically correct. New lore. Peddles gets frustrated when eels announce they're leaving because he knows he can look at the bucket and see you've gone back into the sand. He doesn't need you yelling at him, distracting him, making him feel self-conscious that some eels don't think what he's doing is worthy of observation. New lore. The eels will occasionally throw helpful things to Peddles. Unfortunately, due to stream delay, they take a while to find them in the sand, and the problem's usually solved before they can dig it up. New lore. The bucket is a lot bigger on the inside than it looks. New lore. Your mom is not a garden eel. Do not ask who your biological father is. He is not included in this lore. Your mom is a very fucked up individual. New lore. The eels are not descendants of tapeworms. New lore. Peddles charges... Damn it. New lore. Peddles charges the eels rent for the bucket. No eel is paid the rent as of November 12, 2024, but that's okay. Okay, let's get some new stuff on screen. Tired of advertising another VTuber. No, that's not... Fucking refresh it, damn it. That's right, I erased you. You're gone. Oh, God. This one's gonna suck. New lore. The eels perform many useful tasks and occupations from their bucket, including shelling peanuts, taking the seeds out of grapes, self-governing, complete with adorable ballot boxes and political parties, decrypting foreign communications using Google Translate, unlicensed welding inspections, specifically condemned by Peddles, but they watch his content and believe they're qualified. They're not. Self-policing, baking, dance instructing, firefighting, concerts, theater, sound design, mining, running a natural hydroelectric plant, and forging and casting materials in a licensed foundry or steel mill. New lore. The eel judicial system's capital punishment is just like the old ball game. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. New lore. Garden eels enjoy gardening. New lore. The eels are experimenting with geothermal power, but currently do not have the funding to develop it. There's a lot of fucking lore! New lore. The eels come in different shapes, sizes, colors, and styles. No two eels. New lore. The eels come in different shapes, sizes, colors, and styles. No two eels are completely alike. New lore. Peddles can draw eels poorly. I'm going to skip this one because I don't want to encourage this. New lore. Peddles is disgusted by the state of the jam industry. New lore. Peddles can use a table as a whetstone. New lore. Peddles can count to 10 on one hand. New lore. The jam industry is dying, and Peddles sees himself as the only one who can raise it back to its former glory. New lore. Peddles, as an RPG character, would unfortunately probably be more supported to a fuck you! New lore. Peddles, as an RPG character, would unfortunately probably be more suited to a support role than a frontliner, unfortunately. But he hopes that he'd still be satisfying to fuck you! Peep! New lore. Peddles, as an RPG character, would unfortunately probably be more suited to a support role than a frontliner, unfortunately. But he hopes he'd still be satisfying to play solo. Maybe he could combo actions together or work as a counter tank or something. New lore. Peddles' political beliefs perfectly align with yours. Totally. That's why he doesn't want to discuss politics on stream. He doesn't want to create an echo chamber. Good job. New lore. Peddles' political beliefs perfectly align with yours. Totally. That's why he doesn't want to discuss politics on stream. He doesn't want to make an echo chamber. Yeah, that's definitely it. New lore. Peddles auditioned for a leading role in Batman The Dark Knight Rises, but was ultimately turned down because the Batman mask wouldn't fit. That was the only reason. New lore. Peddles does not know if he likes being stepped on. No, he is not asking anyone to test it. New lore. Peddles knows how to disassemble a smart car. New lore. Peddles does not know how to assemble a smart car.
Ugh, fuck.
Whew. New lore. Peddles once ate half of his keyboard in rage after losing a 3-hour game of Minesweeper. This is partially why he prefers controllers. New lore. Peddles hates grape jelly and jam. There's a lot of lore. Yeah, we might have to fucking part 2 this. Crazy lore. New lore. Peddles hates grape jelly and jam. New lore. Peddles once fought off a swarm of hornets using a tennis racket and 2 cans of expired bear spray. New lore. Peddles supports the unannounced decommissioning of active roller coasters. New lore. Peddles is into dragons and lamias. He's not particularly ashamed of this. He is ashamed of his reasoning, but that's another story entirely. New lore. Peddles openly states that he cannot taste the rainbow and has been banned from every Skittles factory in North America because of it. New lore. Peddles is vehemently against the use of a short-handed flail, partially because most types of flails are illegal in Canada because lawmakers watch too many kung fu movies, and partially because the weapon is dumb under normal circumstances and you should feel dumb for using it. New lore. Peddles tried alcohol at age 13, but didn't like it. He then tried it at 16. He then tried it at 18 and decided it was acceptable, but still not great usually. Excuse me. New lore. Peddles worked as a carrot farmer in 2017, but quit after he was scolded for trying to take farm equipment out of service due... Damn it. New lore. Peddles worked as a carrot farmer in 2017, but quit after he was scolded for trying to take farm equipment out of service due to disrepair. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, holy fucking shit. Okay, that's all I can fucking handle of this for today. I've got that message pinned. Oh, but that's not actually halfway. It just unloaded that other stuff. Okay, we're gonna keep going then. Fuck. Okay. Let me just take a drink of my strawberry peach juice. There was a friend of mine who would always... No, I won't say that. New lore. Peddles was born in 2000 in Ucluelet, BC, Canada. New lore. In 2019, Peddles had discovered an ability to shift between the universes and through time, but beyond his control. The method of doing so has not been canonized yet. I can't keep going, and the wow, that's amazing is not appearing anymore. Really? Wow. That's amazing. New lore. During one of his earlier travels, Peddles joined up with a paramilitary body known as the 3rd Battalion, not the third of its kind, not an actual battalion, under their Community Reparations Program, a subdivision of the group that specialized in maintaining infrastructure, logistical support, and repairing civilian communities damaged by previous wartime operations. New lore. Oops. New lore. While under the 3rd, Peddles was typically just a laborer, yet again deemed unfit for combat due to his inability to wear a helmet. Due to his limited experience with the Incident Commander system and the fact he was often confused for a nurse shark, Peddles was occasionally utilized for search and rescue operations and assisting medical teams. I could have redone that line, but I'm not going to. And now we get the serious stuff. Breaking point. Sorry. New lore. Breaking point. Peddles was helping set up a field hospital in an old fort when he noticed some flaws in the metalwork on the supports. Years of corrosion and the frequent explosions rocking the foundation had made some of the connections begin to crack. Peddles got a bad feeling, but kept it to himself in fear of being reprimanded for perceived cowardice and causing an unneeded panic. When the attack arrived, it was no soft landing. Within minutes, Peddles realized the structure was bound to collapse at any moment. He tried to start leading people out, but by that point it was far too late to organize any sort of meaningful evacuation. A handful of people took the warning and fled, but most stayed. Peddles, finally overcome with emotion, ran. And then it collapsed. New lore. Peddles carries a broken two-handed sword with him. After the structure collapsed during his breaking point, Peddles tried to help with rescue efforts. When he came across someone pinned under a large piece of rubble, Peddles tried to get it off them using the sword, but the blade shattered partway through the lift, causing the piece to slam back down on the victim, leaving Peddles clutching the remnants. New lore. This is yet another reason Peddles likes Halligans. New lore. Your mom does not know Peddles' favorite type of chocolate and often gets him caramels, which he despises. New lore. Peddles is self-trained in the flower of battle longsword techniques, meaning that he is terrible at it. New lore. Peddles likes classic Katy Perry songs. New lore. Peddles does not necessarily enjoy early Taylor Swift, but he can sing most of the songs due to early exposure of it. Fuck! New lore. Peddles does not necessarily enjoy early Taylor Swift, but he can sing most of the songs due to early exposure to it at the time of release. New lore. Peddles' favorite melee weapon is a Lucerne or a Bec de Corbin style one-handed warhammer. New lore. Peddles does not necessarily like the look of gold. He thinks it's overdone. New lore. Peddles does not enjoy watch batteries because they're technically cells, but two of them stuck together is technically a battery, and he's fine with that. New lore. Peddles writes cringy fanfiction sometimes. New lore. Peddles hates the feeling of oil. New lore. The eels that become mods are ritualistically forced to eat the type of weapon they wish to use. New lore. Peddles did not instigate this tradition, but he did encourage it so he could run a betting ring on who would survive the process. He's yet to make more than $14 Canadian so far. New lore. Peddles does not eat garden eels. New lore. Peddles does not primarily use his broken sword for combat. It's more sentimental than anything. That said, the remaining blade structure is surprisingly sturdy and has been used to parry when Peddles has been unable to find anything better. New lore. Peddles does not know the steel composition of his sword. All he knows is that what remains of it is unusually strong. He assumes it's a fortunate manufacturing defect. New lore. Peddles dislikes Welcome to the Jungle, except for the chorus. New lore. Peddles has the world record for most solitaire wins while also being a funny shark man. New lore. Peddles is unable to take off his helmet. New lore. Peddles can dad dance very effectively. New lore. Peddles, while not actually violent himself, is very good at compartmentalizing in the moment and can commit whatever atrocities are necessary in the moment, only to deal with the emotions later. I need to change that. Peddles, while not actually violent himself, is very good at compartmentalizing and can commit whatever atrocities are necessary in the moment, only to deal with the emotions later. This is very bad for his emotional health, so he generally tries to find a non-violent solution when possible. New lore. Peddles considers himself fairly self-centered. New lore. Peddles once tried painting the bucket, but the eels organized a protest and he conceded. Their picket signs were made from the sticks of popsicles he had in the freezer. New lore. The eels have tried to write a welding code around bucket construction and maintenance, but so far ASME refuses to recognize it officially. New lore. Peddles hates jumping jacks because he can never remember if his arms or legs are supposed to be opposite or in sync or like what. We stole your popsicle and I want it back, motherfucker. New lore. Peddles thinks Githyanki are kinda ugly looking. New lore. Peddles' favorite Bible story is the one where Jesus gets pissed. New lore. Peddles' favorite Bible story is the one where Jesus gets... Beep! New lore. Peddles' favorite Bible story is the one where Jesus gets pissed people are using the temple as a market, so he flips a table and chases people with a whip. New lore. Peddles once aided in an assassination attempt by providing an IV bag of cat piss to be used on a target while he was in recovery. New lore. The only issue with drinking Peddles' spit is that he's dehydrated, so you may need to wait a bit to fill a cup. New lore. Peddles shot Abraham Lincoln in the back of the head with a rubber band gun. A rubber band gun. What is with my enunciation? New lore. Peddles shot Abraham Lincoln in the back of the head with a rubber band gun. A famous actor took inspiration from this years later. New lore. Peddles has never caught ligma. New lore. Peddles may have New lore. Peddles may have mild dyslexia, but it also might be too much stress weighing down on his brain. New lore. Peddles claims he's never been to Mexico. New lore. Peddles was once arrested for stealing massive amounts of apples from an orchard because he reportedly saw some squirrels and wanted to starve those fuckers out. New lore. After the lawn chair incident of 03, New lore. After the lawn chair incident of 03, Peddles prefers shopping with a friend instead of on his own. New lore. As of January 2nd, 2025, Peddles is still not a Level 2 welding inspector and therefore is not permitted to supervise or formally train other welding inspectors. New lore. Peddles has an intense hatred for cold meats and warm vegetables. I don't like how I'm blocking most of the context for alcoholism can be beaten. New lore. Peddles once discovered a tiny civilization of people. He put all of them on a model train set and stuck it in his freezer with a camera, hoping to reenact Snowpiercer, one of his favorite movies. Unfortunately, there was no tiny Chris Evans to save everyone, plus the model train lacked basic amenities, so the film was cut after 15 minutes due to mass casualties. Peddles denies involvement, but it's in the lore document, so it happened. New lore. Peddles once fist-fought an old man in turn-based combat. It was supposed to be a fight to the death, but after they both used their turns to restore... Damn it. New lore. Peddles once fist-fought an old man in turn-based combat. It was supposed to be a fight to the death, but after they both used their turns to restore health by downing a full fifth of whiskey, they agreed the real enemy was alcoholism and began to punch that concept until it admitted defeat. Concept. Because they sipped alcohol. And definitely not because I screwed up my words. Alcoholism can be beaten. New lore. Peddles occasionally chews on pine needles to wake himself up. When did I put this in it? What the fuck? New lore. Peddles is apparently attracted to sniffing girls' boots. Okay. New lore. Peddles has considered auctioning off his hand in marriage to someone who wants to get permanent residency in Canada. New lore. Peddles loves Halligans. New lore. Peddles hates Kmart but loves Sears. New lore. Peddles attempted to release a rap album in 1963 under the name JJ Skidmark. Unfortunately, he was unable to find anyone willing to publish his record as rap wasn't a thing and Peddles did not sound good rapping. New lore. Peddles once sailed a schooner with a single cannon he named Flat Rat, because if Flat Rat can't be canon, he can at least be canon. New lore. Peddles is an unlicensed, unqualified therapist who specifically works with clients who do not want his help. New lore. During Twilight's theatrical heyday, Peddles was not Team Jacob or Team Edward, but Team give me all the popcorn or I'll blow your brains out over the counter. Or at least, that's what he claimed when the cashier later accused him of theft. I don't remember writing this. New lore. That's my sword. I'm very proud of it. Oh god, now everything's going to be... There. I undid the move. New lore. Peddles was issued his longsword due to an New lore. Peddles was issued his longsword due to an administrative error that supplied his support unit with larger weaponry and gave field troops simple arming swords, leading to a sizable slaughter in their first engagement. New lore. Peddles' blade is a Model 218A longsword, equipped with a Type 8.5 crossguard and Type T3 pommel with a removable screw and spike. The spike is non-canon as of recently. The single-side parrying ring is a signature of the third. Almost nobody cares about the numbers because sword classification is so loosely defined, but it's like vaguely on the oak shot system. New lore. Peddles' sword comes from a specific lot number that was quenched incorrectly with water-contaminated oil, resulting in a blade with exceptional hardness but very little flexibility, along with bits of corrosion. Pre-installed. I burped. Damn it. Excuse me. New lore. Peddles' sword comes from a specific lot number that was quenched incorrectly with water-contaminated oil, resulting in a blade with exceptional hardness but very little flexibility, along with bits of corrosion pre-installed. Additionally, the steel used was significantly heavier than what was intended. Most of them were recalled later, but the damage had been done by then. History repeats itself. New lore. Despite our best efforts... New lore. Flat Rat, despite our best efforts, has infiltrated the multiverse and made himself canon. He's a bastard indeed. But it ain't like he can do much. He's a flat rat. But we hate him anyways. New lore. Peddles enjoys yelling at children if they bother him. New lore. Peddles invested $20,000 Canadian into mint-flavored soap. He uses it frequently. New lore. Peddles thinks girls wearing overalls are cute. New lore. Peddles prefers Mary Brown's to any other chain restaurant. New lore. Peddles has made a rock skip on... New lore. Peddles has made a rock skip a record 7 times on water. This one is... We are uncanonizing that. New lore. Flat Rat is not necessarily malevolent. He just sees himself as correct. New lore. Flat Rat is still a dead flat rat who is not animate in any way. He is not alive. New lore. Peddles has been taking villain applications to replace Flat Rat. So far, he has not had any success. Actually... New lore. Apparently, I have to clarify that Peddles does not have a pregnancy fetish, and neither does his actor. New lore. Peddles loves Buckley's cough syrup and believes it deserves a place in every first aid kit nationwide. And finally, new lore. Peddles loves canned Bartlett pears and canned peaches. Well, fuck, man, we did it. That is all the canon lore. Up until this point. We have been streaming for 3 fucking hours. I have a lot of lore. Okay. I've got to go feed my dogs. So, probably be gone half an hour, but that's about it. So, I will let you guys go for now, but yeah, we'll pick up around 7 again. So in about an hour, little under. Wow, such amazing lore. Don't worry, don't worry. You don't have to pretend anymore.